Welcome back to Reignited, you guys. In our last episode, you saw we got the engine running in our 300. Everything's working great, sounds great, no fluid leaks, nothing like that. But in this episode, we're gonna start with our modifications. And again, we're kind of just doing some subtle modifications, but honestly, this is a Hemi engine. And right now it currently sounds a bit like a sewing machine, which of course, you know, this kind of car, it's like I've mentioned before, it's kind of a grandpa car, you know, it's not really designed to be loud and in your face, but I kind of want to pump the volume up a little bit. So in this episode, we're going to be installing a catback exhaust. So in the case of this exhaust, the first thing we want to do is get the vehicle raised up and we can start taking it all apart. All right, so we want to get to unbolting these components. There are exhaust hangers here, but if you'll notice, you can actually just unbolt them from the body itself, and that's very, very easy. So there's one here at the very back. There's another one here. Same on the other side, and then this exhaust will actually split right there, so you can take off the driver's side by itself. There's another exhaust hanger there. This side is all one piece, all the way up here to the front. So we'll want to throw some lubrication, some penetrant on those so we can loosen those up, slide it off. We'll also be taking off this cross member piece here, which is just held on by a few 13 mil nuts on there. So take all that stuff off, and the rear of this exhaust just should drop right out of the way. Let's do it. I would say the only tricky part about this job is the fact that basically as soon as I undo these bolts, this whole thing is going to drop down. I gotta try to catch it. Got it. So the exhaust we're installing today is from SLP, or Street Legal Performance. I believe it's called their loudmouth exhaust, which I'm a little bit concerned about. I don't really want it to be obnoxious. I just want a deeper tone, a little bit more rumble in idle and driving situations. But we're gonna open this thing up and take a look. All right, according to the paper, the installation instructions can be found online. Shows you exactly where to find them. Although I think we should be able to handle it. All right, got ourselves a little mid pipe here. Not bad. All the hardware and clamps. Tips here, be careful with these, you don't want to mar them up. Muffler slash resonator. And the other resonator. So this is the whole kit right here. There's not obviously a lot to it, so it should be really straightforward about installing it. Let's get into it. All right, first step here is we want to slide our mid pipes on. So a good rule of thumb with any exhaust system you're putting on is don't tighten down your clamps until you have the entire system installed. That way everything's where it needs to be, because when you tighten these things down, it tends to pull it one way or the other. It can make it really hard to get stuff lined up. So you can snug them, but don't tighten them until the very end when you're all set and ready to go. So next, I believe we will be installing our resonators on there. Resonators do have a logo on them. Hopefully I put it the right way. Logo on them, SLP, so if you want to face those down or whatever, if you want them to show. I don't particularly care, so I'm just going to install them with it not showing. Also on these resonators, there is a smaller end and a larger end. Now the larger end is going to be able to slip over the pipe in front of it, and that's the only way that these are going to go in, so that's the way they go on. Just like that. All right, next up is going to be the mid pipe. Just slip that on there. All right, now you need to take the original exhaust hangers off. That way you can use them on this new exhaust. All right, so it's a good idea to go ahead and put a little bit of penetrating lubricant or something in these exhaust hangers. Really helps them to slide on a lot easier. In this case, okay, there we go. There, just like that. Now I'm still only going to install that loosely for now until I get the rest of this exhaust on. Mostly where you want it, then we can start tightening up clamps as we go. Start from the front, move to the back. You want to make sure that your mid pipe setup is as level as possible before you go tightening it down. Purely for aesthetic reasons, I like to have all my clamps be even and facing opposite directions, just so you know, a sense of evenness the whole time. All right, you guys, it's giveaway time here at Reignited. What are we giving away? Why, nothing more than this amazing piece of machinery here, this absolutely destroyed piston and rod combination. I went ahead and signed it on one side, Reignited 2020 on the other. Now, why would you want this fine piece of machinery? I don't know, we're car guys. We like stuff like this. We like destroyed components. But the more important question, how do you win this thing? I'm going to create an Instagram post and through this YouTube video here. I want you guys to leave a comment telling me why you are passionate about automobiles. See, this channel is called Reignited, and my entire purpose is to reignite your passion for automobiles. Whatever discipline it is, whether you're drag racing, drifting, whatever you're into, as long as it has to do with cars or motorcycles, I'm into it too. I love it, and I want to get more and more people involved. So tell me, how did that happen in your life? Was it maybe a family member who got you into it? Some sort of experience you had when you were a kid? Or were you a teenager just flipping through car magazines because that's what was there and it got you into it? I don't care. I just want to hear how you got passionate about cars and what it meant to you. So go ahead and leave me that comment in YouTube or on the Instagram post. The only requirement is that you have to be subscribed to this channel. If you are, after 3 weeks, I'm going to choose my favorite comment and I'm going to ship this out to you for free. So I'm going to give you a sense of the stock exhaust right now. All right, we're gonna get a driving tone test from inside the car here. All right, now let's do a tone test with the window down. So there it is, guys. The SLP catback exhaust is installed on the vehicle. Tone is nice. It's really subdued at idle. And the only thing that's a little bit not quite what I was looking for is right off throttle tip in. It's kind of more rowdy then, but as soon as it gets into its acceleration, then it starts to really sound that nice throaty sound. And so overall, I think that's kind of the best compromise I'm going to get out of this thing. As far as kit quality goes, it was fine, nothing wrong. It installed very easily, as you saw. The only thing is, I think for the price, the quality could have been a little bit higher for the price, because I think it cost more than it should have, honestly. But I'll go ahead and link the exhaust in the description so you guys can check it out for yourself. Overall, let me know what you think. What do you think of the sound? What do you think of the install? It's pretty easy. I give this one, as far as a technical level, I give this one a 2 out of 10 because it is that easy to install. And the only reason I give it a 2 is because you have to go underneath the vehicle and there's some large components that have to be removed that are somewhat awkward. But honestly, it's really just a 1, 2, 3 type of install. Nothing you can't handle on your own. So the last thing we need to address on this vehicle is the stance. It definitely still has the grandpa wheels on it. It definitely still looks like it's a 4-wheel drive. We got to bring the stance down a little bit, and we got to put some wheels and tires that are befitting this car on there now. And you're going to see that in the next episode of Reignited. I want to thank you guys for watching all the time. It means so much to me. Every single one of you that watch these videos, I put a lot of time, a lot of effort into them. And when I get that feedback from you guys, it really means a lot to me and helps me to keep going. So if you have any sort of questions about anything I've done so far, or honestly, even if you just have any questions about being a mechanic in general, working for a dealership, what to expect, or if you have a general mechanical question saying, I'm working on my car, I can't figure this problem out, what do I do? Send those my way and I will go ahead and answer those either in a Q&A video, or I'll just answer those kind of things randomly throughout the regular course of my other videos. All right, you guys, thank you so much again. We'll see you next time.